Hi, friends. So, I want to share about something that I've been learning deeply in my life, which is the difference between having standards only as a mental concept and really embodying these standards in your energy and in who you are. And I'll give you some examples from my relationships and dating life, but I think this applies across all areas of life. So I've always known that I want to be with a man who wants to provide, who is generous and likes to plan and lead and buy gifts for me, all these things. And in the past, though, it was more of a mental standard. Like, I was telling myself, okay, this is what I want, this is what I'm looking for. However, internally somewhere, I did not fully embody my worth. And I questioned whether I was actually worthy of being with a man like that. Or I would make things transactional, like, okay, if he's buying me all these gifts, if he's taking me out to all these nice places, then now I am obligated to reciprocate something, reciprocate romance or physical intimacy or something like that. And it becomes transactional. You give me an apple, I give you a banana kind of thing. And back then, I would actually attract men who wants to split the bill on a date, or I would have a conversation with a man, and like actually a man that I'm in relationship with, like why he was like upset a little bit about the idea that the man has to provide, and he felt like, oh, it's unfair, I think it should be a partnership and all this stuff. And I didn't realize this at the time, but now I see it's because these men are mirrors reflecting to me exactly what I believe to be true about who I am, what I'm worth, and also like trust in men. Like maybe there's a lack of trust in the masculine that they could actually provide for me and want to provide for me. And the past couple of months, I have really noticed a big shift in my confidence, in my self-esteem, and in my worth, how I feel about myself, and the value that I hold for myself. And it's a level of confidence and value that I've never felt before in my life. And now, these standards that were just mental concepts have become integrated in my energy. And I realize that men who are showing up in my life now, who are coming into my life, are of a completely different caliber. What's also interesting is that even men who I've known before are showing up completely differently. Like, there was a guy that I have dated before, like we've known each other for a while, and he would, pay for our dates and buy me food and stuff when we used to go out, but there was always like some reluctancy that I feel. And I remember having a conversation about this whole masculine provision and male and female dynamics thing, where he said, yeah, I don't think it's fair to expect the men to pay and whatever. And that was his stance before. And I met up with him recently, actually. We just had a casual lunch, just catching up. And I noticed that he's different. Like, his energy is so different. And he is stepping into that provider role without me even saying anything. Like, I didn't ask him to pay. I didn't ask him to walk me to my car. I didn't ask him to like open doors for me. And these are things that he was not doing before. But somehow this time he showed up and he was just automatically doing all these things for me. And we're not even romantic. Like, we were meeting up as friends to catch up, and there was no like nothing after. We were not even texting anymore now. And so it's like he was doing all that without expecting a continuation of romance or anything like that. And it was just really interesting to witness that. And this is not like the only guy that I've noticed a shift in. There's like several other men in my life who I've noticed a shift of like, wow, they're showing up for me differently than how they were before. And it's not like I had to talk to them about my standards or like how they need to treat me or show up. They just like automatically shift. And the new men that I'm connecting with, the new men that I'm meeting now, like, they're all the provider type. Like, it's like the splitting a bill with a woman wouldn't, like, that thought wouldn't even pop up in their mind. Like, asking me to pay for something like that doesn't even cross their mind. It's just like automatically they're taking care of for me. They're opening doors for me. They're pulling out chairs for me. They're planning dates. They're taking the initiative. So it's like, wow, that's pretty incredible. And it's like, I did not have to explain to any of these people, this is what I want. This is what my standards are. I'm simply just showing up as who I am. And this is the treatment that I'm getting because this is what's in my energy field. And they're all mirrors that are reflecting back to me where I'm at. Whereas before, I had to have these conversations and kind of tell them like, okay, this is what I want. This is what I would like. And often there will be pushback and disagreements and resistance. And it's not their fault because that was actually where I was at within myself. You know, I didn't really understand my value, like what I was bringing to the table, how much my presence, my energy, and my access to me, my time, my emotional support, like all of these things, how valuable these things actually were. So yeah, and it's like your reality is so precise and so accurate. Everything that's happening in your life is a precise reflection of where you're at. Energy really can't lie. If you notice that you have certain standards that you want for yourself, for your life, for your relationships, but for some reason the people, the circumstances don't reflect that, it's because you're not actually integrating that. Something within you don't believe yourself to be worthy of that. And so the work is you have to go within yourself and really look at, okay, what part of me is actually pushing this away? What part of me doesn't believe that I can have this? And to really focus on building your worth, building that trust in yourself. And you'll see your world has to reflect to you who you are.